While January is usually a pretty slow month for music in the post-holidays hangover, we've still been given some pretty awesome singles from a wide range of bands and musicians since the new year. I even wanted to name this video Hot Singles in Your Area, but that would be an SEO nightmare. Such is YouTube life. Shattered dreams and aspirations aside though, let's get into some of the awesome singles that Nordic musicians have revealed to us so far in 2024, teasing some pretty highly anticipated albums from some of our favorite bands. Now, before I say anything else, let's give Gåte a hand for winning a spot in Eurovision 2024 representing Norway. That is pretty freaking awesome, and I think it's going to make their Midgardsblot set this year a pretty special one. So, just after giving us a version of this song on their EP Vandrar back from October, they decided to give us a condensed, punchier version of Ulveham for the new year. So in my review of Vandrar, I already sort of gave unfamiliar listeners the rundown on why any lover of Nordic music should have Gåte on their radar. Long story short, they were crucial in the 90s for bringing folk rock front and center in Norway, which had historically been pretty ambivalent towards using folk music in rock music. And their vocalist, Gunhild Sundli, proved herself to be one of the most captivating singers in the Norwegian music scene. So this single, the 2024 version of Ulveham, pretty much showcases all there is to love about Gåte, so it's no surprise here that this is the track that has now taken them to Eurovision 2024. Congratulations, Gåte, you guys have more than earned it, and thank you for the awesome music. Speaking of amazing Norwegian singers, the newest single from Lindy Fae, Hela, and Farne has been my most anticipated single since it was teased back in December. I haven't had many opportunities to talk about this duo here on the channel, but I was, and am, in fact, a huge fan of both the Seafarer and the Hildring albums. So I was pretty excited to get some new stuff from them, and in this regard, Whisper did not disappoint. From the beginning, it has a pretty provocative industrial sound, with Lindy Fae Hela sort of putting her signature vocalizations over top of it that really, pulls you in. But as the track goes on, the cleaner chorus harmonies sort of take over and bloom throughout the song. And considering how well this duo has crafted mystical, almost fairy tale-like albums alongside the use of more modern instruments and sounds, I'm really looking forward to what they're up to in this next album. And also, can we appreciate this beautiful album artwork and the single artwork for that matter? It's stunning. I want it on my wall. But the song's pretty awesome too. Check it out. So without beating around the bush, I have been obsessed with Byrdi for the last few months since diving into their painfully short discography. I say painfully because I just can't get enough of these guys. I want more. And it seems an album is on the horizon with the recent steady stream of singles such as Soria Moria, extra credit for anyone who gets what that's referencing, Sol, and their most recent Salven. So for those of you not familiar with Byrdi, the reason I love them so much is because of just how originally medieval sounding their music is, if that makes any sense. Acoustic guitar, jaw harp, flutes, percussion, simple yet beautiful vocal harmonies representative of like later organum. It just puts me right back in the 1200s, and if you know me, I'm a sucker for medieval music. Now, don't get me wrong, while they are medieval in sound, that doesn't mean that they're derivative in any way. Instead, I think the medieval sound comes organically just from their own style, instrumentation, and songwriting. And this is on full display here in Salven. If you have not had the chance, please dive into their discography. It is just an absolute delight. Just a wonderful band all around. If you like bands like Alfrukia and Hindarfjall, then believe me when I say you need to check out Byrdi ASAP. Back into the territory of familiar faces, one of my favorite up-and-coming old Nordic-style bands, Aftenstorm, is back with a new single, Den Drukne Nagud. That is really hard to say as an English speaker. And man, was this single worth the wait since their debut EP. The single here shows everything you want to see from a new band. There's more polish, there's more confidence, there's more innovation in all of the parts than in Und Blod, and I've already gushed endlessly over Daniel Hustan's innovative use of the talharpa and the way that he plays it more than just your typical, as he puts it, the same three goddamn notes droning over the root note. And the percussion from Lancelot is killer as always. There's just so much originality in this group that I'm just really looking forward to what they have in store for us. If any of you are looking for new Viking-style music to get into, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned with Aftenstorm. Well done, guys. I love the single. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Jonna Jinton came out of nowhere for me. I know she has created a really strong following on YouTube over recent years, but I don't really use YouTube for discovering new music for a lot of reasons, mostly mental health, especially with anything even remotely in the orbit of the Viking hashtag. But when By Norse announced back in December that Yono was the newest addition to their roster, especially with a really strong endorsement from Einar Selvik, I decided to see what I was missing, and goddamn, was I missing something beautiful here with Jonna Jinton's music, especially her newest single, Spirit Song. There's no need for flowery prose. Her voice is incredible. In terms of her abilities in the Scandinavian traditional style of Lok or Kulning, her voice is otherworldly in the best way possible. I accidentally left Spirit Song on repeat for almost a half hour the other night and didn't even notice I was listening to the same song over and over again because her voice just grips you and enchants you in a way that few singers can. It makes me completely lose track of time. Her music is literally like stepping into another world. So let me say, I get it now. She's great, and I am so stoked to see where she goes creatively with By Norse backing her. So please, if you have not checked out Jona's music, please give Spirit Song a spin. Iterum Nata was brought to my attention a couple months ago as the new solo project from Yesi Hein of Hexvessel. It was teased to me as a shoegazy type of thing with elements of Steve Von Til and others in that sphere, so I was pretty stoked to jump in and see what Mr. Heikkinen was cooking up under this new solo project. Lo and behold, it's friggin' awesome. Melancholic, artsy, meditative, dark. There are just so many different adjectives I can throw at the wall here to see what sticks for you, but it's the kind of music that you just have to listen to yourself to really get the vibe. Put on the speakers or the headphones, dark room, close your eyes, let it take you away. I am really looking forward to the upcoming album to see what he has in store for us. Speaking of music that reminds me of Steve Von Til, Robert Sant, an incredible crunchy singer-songwriter from Sweden, recently put out the track Vegan, featuring one of our favorite people here on the Nordic Sound channel, Mr. Benny Broughton of Folket, Bortafor, Nordavinden. So between Sant's austere guitar and grainy production, and both of their gravelly voices and Benny's iconic throat singing that is somehow as deep as Mariana's Trench, the atmosphere this duo creates together is pretty captivating and one of a kind. I hope to see more from these two in the future because just one track of this was not enough for me. If you're not familiar with Robert Sant, please check him out if you're into melancholic, gritty singer-songwriter stuff.
Jag lämnade allt för tider I frihet, för vinden I träden och för skogens sång. Jag släppte mina minnen som drivet ut på min sjö för min smala gång. Jag talade inte, jag sjöng inga toner, jag tänkte en tanke och den svävade iväg. Jag blundade inte, jag glömde mig helt där, jag vandrade långsamt min smala väg. Han är jag, han är jag, han är jag. Han är jag, han är jag, han är jag.
Lastly, in this long run of singles, We have Tavina with their latest single, Two Staves. Tavina is another band that has somehow evaded my radar. Give me a break, I'm one man after all. But am I glad I decided to finally sit down and get to know them, starting with their most recent single, Two Staves. This band just does so much all at once, kind of like Calandra, but with a different vibe. Tavina has this perfect blend of hard rock and prog with moody use of acoustic instruments, eerie synths, occult themes, captivating vocals. If you like Calandra, Mirkur, or Ivor, definitely check out this band. I'm pretty stoked to see the album that they're cooking up for us because it's been a wild ride getting to know their discography. They're just unique in a way that I can't really put my finger on, which I know is a useless sentence to say as a music reviewer, but just listen to them and you might get what I'm saying here. And that wraps up the new music that stuck out to me from the Nordic world this January. As always, if I missed a release that you are particularly fond of, put it down in the comments to get more eyes and ears on it, to support your favorite bands, the musicians who bring you so much joy. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found something new to listen to. I know I sure did this month, and I will see you next time here on the Nordic Sound channel. Take care.